This created a ceiling that frustrated investors for decades, but that ceiling is now being pulverized by the sheer force of industrial demand. We are currently facing a global silver deficit that has persisted for several years, and the stockpiles that used to cushion the market are nearly exhausted. When you combine this deficit with an executive order that prioritizes domestic silver for national defense and infrastructure, the math simply doesn't allow for low prices anymore. We are looking at a situation where the COMEX may have to declare force majeure, which is a fancy legal term for saying they cannot fulfill their contracts. If that happens, the paper price will become irrelevant, and the physical price will skyrocket to levels that seem impossible today. Think about the semiconductor industry and the massive push for artificial intelligence, which requires data centers filled with silver-intensive components. Think about the global transition to renewable energy, where millions of solar panels are being installed every month, each requiring a significant amount of silver paste. There is no substitute for silver in these applications because of its unique conductivity and chemical properties. Now add to this the geopolitical shift where Eastern nations are accumulating physical silver at an unprecedented rate. The Shanghai Gold Exchange is already trading silver at a premium compared to New York, which means the metal is flowing from west to east at a record pace. Trump IS order is a direct response to this drain because the United States cannot afford to lose its grip on the silver supply if it wants to remain a global technological leader. This isn't just about money, it is about power and survival in the 21st century economy. The investors who are waiting for a dip to buy might find themselves left behind because when this market truly moves, it moves in vertical lines. We have seen silver go from $5 to $50 in the past without half of the current fundamental catalysts. Now that the central banks are printing money at a record pace, and inflation is eating away at the value of savings, the flight to hard assets is becoming a stampede. Silver is the ultimate insurance policy against currency debasement, and unlike gold, it has a massive industrial floor that guarantees its value. As the vaults in New York continue to bleed dry, we are seeing the big banks, like JP Morgan and others, frantically trying to cover their positions, but there is not enough metal to go around. This is the definition of a short squeeze, but on a global scale. The retail silver market is also seeing massive premiums as mints struggle to keep up with the demand for coins and bars. This is a clear signal that the public is starting to wake up to the reality that fiat currency is a failing experiment. When the general public starts to pile into silver, the way they piled into crypto or tech stocks, the price will not just move, it will explode. We are talking about a move that could happen overnight, leaving most people wondering what hit them. The mainstream media will try to tell you that silver is a boring legacy asset, but the billionaires and the sovereign wealth funds know better. They are the ones quietly building massive positions, while the average person is distracted by social media and celebrity gossip. You have the chance to be ahead of the curve, but you have to act before the true panic begins. The order signed by Trump is the catalyst that the market has been waiting for 40 years. It is the pin that finally pops the paper silver bubble. As the weeks progress, we expect to see more news about delivery failures and warehouse withdrawals that will confirm exactly what we are discussing today. The death bag for the shorts is getting tighter and tighter, and there is no escape for them this time. The supply chain for silver is incredibly fragile, and it takes years to bring new mines into production. Even if the price doubled tomorrow, we wouldn't see an increase in silver production for a long time, because most silver is produced as a byproduct of lead, zinc, and copper mining. This means that silver supply is inelastic and cannot react quickly to price changes, making the potential for a moonshot even more likely. Every piece of news coming out of the Federal Reserve and the Treasury Department only reinforces the case for silver. We are in an era of trillion-dollar deficits and runaway debt, which means the dollar must continue to lose value. Silver is the only thing that has held its value for thousands of years, and it will continue to do so long after the current financial system has been restructured. The legendary $100 silver target is not just a high number, it is a return to a more honest ratio between gold and silver. Historically, that ratio was 15-1, but today it is much higher, which means silver is the most discounted asset in human history. When that ratio reverts to the mean, silver will outperform almost every other asset class. This is why the COMEX is in such a panic, and why this executive order is so devastating to the status quo. They know the end is near for the price suppression scheme. We are living through a historic transition, and you have a front-row seat to the collapse of the old guard and the rise of the new hard asset economy. Don't let the volatility scare you, because volatility is just the sound of the old system breaking apart. Stay focused on the fundamentals, and keep your eyes on the physical metal. This journey to $100 is going to be wild, but for those who are prepared, it will be the most profitable period of their lives. Make sure you share this video on your social media platforms to help others understand what is happening behind the scenes. We need to wake up as many people as possible before the doors to the silver market are slammed shut. Leave a comment below with your thoughts on Trump's move and let the community know how you're preparing for the upcoming silver squeeze. Your engagement helps us get this message out to more people and helps the channel grow so we can keep bringing you these deep dive analyses. Thank you for watching and for being part of this movement toward financial truth and hard money. We will be back with more live updates as this situation develops further, so keep stacking, keep learning, and stay vigilant in these uncertain times because the best is yet to come for silver holders, and the worst is just beginning for those caught on the wrong side of the COMEX vault. See you in the next one, and remember that in a world of paper promises, physical silver is the only truth you can hold in your hand. This script is written to be read at a steady pace, and it will naturally fill your 11-minute requirement, while maintaining a high level of intensity and information density that keeps viewers watching until the very end. Share this with your friends, and don't forget to hit the like button if you found this information valuable. Your support means everything to us as we continue to expose the truth about the global markets.